Wish You Were Here 2025. I noticed this was a film by Julia Stiles, and I've liked her for the films that I've seen her in over the years, from fairly small roles, such as in Silver Linings, Silver Lining Playbook 2012. And that's a film I'd like to review on here at some point soon. I felt slightly dissatisfied early on. It's a romantic drama. It's got a story in which what it is like two the two main characters are Charlotte, played by Isabel Fuhrman, and Adam, played by Mina Massoud. And then there's um, Charlotte's best friend, I think, Helen, played by Kabi Gono Abdi. Now, Charlotte and Helen are sitting on the steps outside their house. I guess it's a house, it's a home anyway. I think they're housemates or flatmates at this point, and they work in the same place. And Adam simply is walking on the street, and Helen appears to fancy him, and he stops and talks, but seems to fancy Charlotte. And that's a curious thing. It's certainly curious from the Demi Ace perspective because I only really fall for people who fall for me, so it wouldn't really work. I'd feel a bit strange about that if that happened to me. But again, relationships as a whole don't. Um, I think my ACE level is pretty high, so I just don't really have relationships as such. I haven't for years. Um, so um, Adam asks Charlotte out. They have a one night stand, and there's this sort of fictionalized backstory that develops, and I wasn't quite sure why it was happening, especially when the following morning Adam tells Charlotte point blank, "You lied," and this felt really jarring. I mean, that's how it felt for Charlotte, and I guess as the main protagonist, you need to feel what she feels, and it must feel confusing. And this story is built a bit on that. I mean, one of the things is that Adam creates a mural with Charlotte's help, and he adds the stencil of a heart, sort of Banksy style stencil, which is quite a lovely touch. But oh gosh, so this thing that because Charlotte's upset, she doesn't want to know about Adam afterwards. She just like puts it aside as a bad experience. But then she's taken aback when she finds that one of the things she mentioned, paper angels or paper dolls or something, has been added to the mural. And the mural changes over time, and we gradually see Adam in it. And yet he looks really a bit strange in it. It's like he's missing, uh, it's like where his head is, it sort of fades out. So I wasn't sure what was going on, and I guess, I mean, it is revealed in the trailer that he's ill. But Helen has found someone else to go out with, and she actually quits her job at the fast food place, and that means Charlotte's doing extra work. She's asked to do doubles often, and then Helen gets proposed to, I think, or something, and she's only just got to know this guy, and she quits the flat, and I just think Charlotte's really hard done by all this change and none of it out of control just because of people making decisions really quickly. And there's she, and I'm thinking she's like the only character I really like in this film and understand. But again, she's uh, probably the main protagonist, and Adam's the second one. But Charlotte does find there's another lad in the same football or some sort of match who he's a mascot or something. So she goes out with him. He's like does these amazing dances and things. Um, and then there's oh gosh, what else? Just building up the picture of this film. Um, I was figuring out that the title is "Wish You Were Here," so I thought there must be something about this. The fact that Adam has ghosted her. I mean, she was fed up with him, but the changes to the mural eventually get Charlotte. She just noticed this mural because they walk down that street quite a lot, and she walks down the street. And then this woman who was coming out of the same apartment that Adam lives in when he took her back home on the one night stand. She was suspicious of this woman. Then she turns up at, I think, Charlotte's work and says, "I've got a letter from Adam that he really wants you to read." And she's fed up, so she doesn't want to read it. But then this woman says, um, "I can stay here whilst you read it," and it suggests it's something really important. And the next thing you see Charlotte going to the hospital, and Adam's there with a shaved head. He's got cancer, and it reminds me a little bit of 5 Feet Apart because now she realizes she has borrowed time with Adam, and he's pretty sick, and she wants time outside the hospital to spend with Adam. Um, And she persuaded the doctor a little bit to just let him go for a couple of hours. That the doctor or the nurse, the medic will turn a blind eye. I think nurse, that was Nurse Leigh, her name was. Um, and there's a lot of emotional pushing and pulling. And I'm reminded of 5 Feet Apart because there were people skipping hospital in that film, and that was just before COVID. But I was thinking, you can't really do that, can you? Or maybe it's different in the USA. Um, but the there's a few things like um, uh, I think Charlotte mentioned about people planting seedlings in hearts. Maybe it was someone else that said that. But I thought it was a really beautiful way of describing community because as humans, we are interdependent. We're not simply individuals, and we do have collective memories as well. Um, we thrive on that, and that was a beautiful message about this film, as well as this story of the love between Charlotte and Adam, which is rekindled. They try and go down to the beach. They annoy the medic because they spend obviously a bit more than 2 hours, and because they go out places, the nurse says, "Well." What would you do if Adam had hit his head? Um, how would you have coped if he'd had a seizure of some sort? She's like trying to impress on Charlotte that it's really not good. But then the way things develop beyond that are interesting too, because you think, well, is he going to be bedbound the rest of the film? Is he going to be stuck in that hospital bed? I mean, his family have an agreement, but they don't come to see him. The father is too busy with work, and he says it's too hard on his mum. So we don't really get to see it them. We get to see Charlotte's mum. I mean, she turns up at the cafe early on, the cafe where the diner where she works. Um, and so she's got quite an integral, semi-integral role in this film as well. Anyway, I really loved it in the end. It was quite touching. I felt really tearful by a point near the end. So I thought, wow, really good film. Once I saw it all, so I'm glad I stuck with the bits where I thought, well, I do stick with films. Once I've decided on a film, I will watch it. But I did feel a bit early on, where's this going? It feels slow moving. But it was just building up the story. So I'm going to score it 8.75. A really good film, new film. I'd love to know if you've seen it. Please leave your comments. Please like if you like this review. Thanks. If you subscribe, and please hit the notification button. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.